Hi, welcome to BuySportsCards.com. Today in this video we're going to go over how to list cards on BSC. One of the big reasons why sellers choose our site is because we provide tools that make it much easier for them to get their inventory online quickly. Today we're going to go over the two different ways that you can list cards on BSC and how it'll save you time in getting your cards up for sale. When listing inventory on BSC, one of the things that we do that ultimately helps save sellers time is that we have a catalog of cards, which means that you don't have to type in all of the information for each card. That means that when it comes to the year, the set, the player, card number, team, and other attributes of the card, we already have those covered for you. By removing 90% of the work, you're able to blow through listings at a speed faster than any other site is able to offer. When listing on BSC, there's primarily two options that you're going to have. The first would be the most popular that we see now, which is the bulk upload. When using the bulk upload, we see that sellers are able to list more than 1,000 cards per hour. We have even had sellers do over 25 to 30,000 cards in one day. This option is best for listing cards from the same set because of the way in which we set up this tool by providing you with a checklist to enter all of your own cards. The second option is going to be individual upload. We typically see that this is about 100 cards listed per hour for sellers. This is often the best option when you're listing many cards from different sets. To start, we're going to walk through the bulk upload tool. You'll see first you're going to start here with the filters, the first one being sport. So for this example, I'll go with baseball. Next then, you're shown the years. I'll select 2022. Then we have set. One of the things that you'll also see within the filters is that you have the option not only to scroll through all of the checklists that we have, but you can also search. So for this example, I'm going to go with just the top base set. Once I select that, you'll see variant appear. You'll have the option between base, insert, parallel, or promo. I'll select base. And now you've selected all of the filters to narrow down to the checklist that we need to provide you with. From there, you're going to enter your condition, which for us in this example, I'll do near mint. And you'll have the option to do a default price or a default SKU. What we see is that a lot of people using the bulk upload are uploading a lot of cards from the same set, so they'll want to have a default price. So in this example, I'll enter 25 cents. And for the default SKU, we typically see this is where sellers put a location for where these cards are within their inventory. This makes it really easy for them to fulfill the order because when the order comes through, they'll have this information provided to them. So for this example, I'll enter box 1. From there, now that we have our information entered, I will generate the checklist, and we're going to have this load and provided here. So as you scroll down now, this is going to be the checklist that you're working with to quickly upload all of these cards. I'll start here from the left to right. You'll see that we have a stock image of the card provided to make it easy so that you know exactly what you're adding it to. We'll also have the player's name, card number, year, set, and the variant, which is base. Here we'll also have the card number, and these are going to be sorted in numerical order. You'll have the condition, which we've already entered as near mint. You'll have the option to add your own images, so if I select right here, I can go ahead and add Shohei, front, and then I'll add the back image as well, so that now these will be shown on my listings. You also have the option, though, that since we have a database of over 7 million images, if it's something where you don't want to take a picture of every small dollar card, you can always use our stock images, and if you don't upload a photo, that's what's going to be attached to your listing, and it'll tell buyers that you didn't choose to upload an image, but rather used our stock image. You'll see here that we have comps that are available. If you click this button, it'll make sure that you go through and match the low. So in this example, I can match here, and it'll update the pricing to whatever it is currently the lowest price on the site. You'll also have the option here to go through and click the BSC last sold price if an item has sold for this card in this condition. Next, these are going to be the three columns that really work almost like an Excel file. You'll have the ability by using the tab or by using the arrows to move up and down or side to side. So this is really a way in which now you can start to list cards very quickly. So if I say I have 3 of this one, I don't have any of this one, I'll leave it blank. But for card number 2, maybe I have 2. For card number 3, I might have 3. And I can continue to move down the list by adding all the cards that I have. And this makes it extremely fast for you to list your inventory. Once I've now listed all the cards that I have, I'll return up here to the top of the page, and click Save. You'll now see that the save is successful and that these cards have been listed. Now we're going to show what it's like to list an individual card on BSC. After going through the inventory dropdown and selecting Sell Your Card, this is what you're going to see on the page. This experience is going to work very similar to searching for a card on the marketplace. In the top field, you have Search Card Catalog to search for specific terms, and you also have the applied filters here on the side where you can select from the dropdowns. In this example, I'm going to search for that base card for Shohei Ohtani. So I'll enter 2022 Topps, base, and card number 1, and it'll narrow it down, as you can see, and add those terms into the applied filters bar. So we'll see here that I have the Shohei Ohtani card that I want to list, which is base, and I'll click the button here to add. From there, you're taken into this page, which is where you're going to list the information for the card. I'll see here that we have a front and back image that you can flip between. You'll see the player and card number, as well as the other information here. If you hit this View Live Prices button, it'll open another tab where you can see all the listings for this card that are currently on our marketplace. To start, you have the option for images. For raw cards, images are recommended, while they're required for graded cards. For now, I'm going to list my images. First, I'll upload the front, then I'll upload the back. The next step is going to be entering the card's information. In this example, it's a raw card, but let's say it was graded. If you selected graded, then you would see all of the different companies. If I selected PSA, then you would see PSA's grading scale right here. But for this situation, since it's a raw card, I'll select raw, and the condition is near mint. Now that we've entered the applicable condition, you'll see that the BSC low and last sold prices have now populated into these fields here. If I'd like, I can click this button or this button, and it'll automatically populate that price for me into the field to save me a little bit of time typing. Next, down here, you'll have the option for the seller SKU, which is basically a note that you can leave for yourself. A lot of sellers will enter the location in which this card is so that when it sells, they'll know where they need to go to help pull the order. So I'll go with box number 1 again, and I'll have my quantity, and I'll change it to 3. Now all I have to do is hit the add button, and this card has been listed on BSC. You're now ready to sell on buysportscards.com. We're excited to have you on the site, and we can't wait for you to start.